Go.
Good evening. I am here tonight with Dr. Johnston. She has been studying the trends in China's education at Fudan University in Shanghai for the past 3 years. Tonight, Dr. Johnston will give a brief description of the future of China's education. Dr. Johnston, you have the floor.
Thank you. China has made great economic gains in the past decade, and there has been much media attention around this. Not so well known, but just as impressive, are the great strides that China has made in education in a relatively short period of time. They now have very ambitious plans for their future. It was very interesting for me to learn just how much China has done to improve their education system. China's accomplishments in education thus far have been that over the past 20 years, China has almost eliminated illiteracy among its 1.3 billion citizens. It's extended 9 years of basic education across its expansive territories. It's developed elite high schools with world-class standards in math and science. And it's begun teaching English as a second language from third grade on, and dramatically expanded the number of students in higher education from 1.4% of the age group in 1978 to 20% today. The strengths in China's education system, according to Asia Society, is that it has an extensive focus on math and science, an internationally oriented curriculum in high school, a coherent development process, and the systematic use of international benchmarking to modernize education policies. China also has a strong cultural commitment to education, and its students are willing to study long hours. Asia Society says that China does face enormous challenges, especially the huge resource and achievement gap between rural and urban areas, and a high-stakes examination system that hampers innovation among its students. In addition, there is a need for Chinese education to move beyond simply knowledge acquisition to promoting the ability to think independently and apply comparative advantage. These are two traits in which American schools hold a comparative advantage. This advantage is what keeps America still at the top compared to the rest of the world. But will China quickly close the gap? Only time can answer this question. So what are the future plans of China? Well, by 2020, China hopes to make popular one-year preschool education and make popular two-year preschool education. In areas with mature conditions, China will make popular three-year preschool education. The plan will allow children in urban and poverty-stricken areas of China to be able to attend preschool. It will also allow high school students of migrant workers to take the high school entrance exam in places where their parents work. This allows these children to have equal and fair education opportunities. Asia Society says that for much of the 20th century, the U.S. led the world in high school and higher education participation. Now other countries, including China, are making dramatic and fundamental reforms to prepare their students for success in a knowledge-intensive, high-tech, and globalized economy. There are many recommendations that the U.S. school system can implement in their schools to make them competitive with China. A few are: make learning about China and other world regions a top priority through their world history, geography, international economics, and through exchanges with schools around the world. Target the U.S. math science achievement gap and get more U.S. students who achieve in a truly world-class curriculum in these subjects. And lastly, expand Chinese language study so that 5% of high school students are studying the language by 2015. In conclusion, the Chinese government does have many ambitious plans for the future of its education and schools. It will have to overcome many challenges to meet the goals that have been set. Today, students will be working in a very global marketplace. It is imperative that all students, whether in the U.S., China, or any other country, are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and the perspectives that allow them to succeed in a highly global age and economy. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Professor Johnston.